Moving on to one of the more exciting parts, I suppose, the music video of the album. I think we have a lot of stuff to delve into today, so let's go. Woo! What a cool bass. Dude, I mean, definitely this again has this really heroic sound. As I mentioned in the last song, they have a very specific sound about this album so far, but it's only 2 songs in. So I think just for a second to introduce the new band lineup for people who, I mean, everyone who watches this should probably be aware of it, but completely to the right here we have Shu with a new haircut. He had shorter hair for most of the time during Galneryus. He tends to switch it up for every single album to match the new aesthetic, which is pretty cool actually. Then we have still Yuki in his good old glory with his Roland keyboard. We have Masatoshi Ono, or Sho, which is the new singer of the band. Well, I wouldn't call him new at this point anymore. I think he was the vocalist for most of the time now, so a really long period of time. We have Taka on bass. I think it's Taka, right? I'm sorry. Which also is a longtime member now. I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, but it's Leia, something like that, which I would say is a pretty new drummer to the band. I think they picked him up during COVID, around that era when Whatever It Takes came out. I think that was his debut with the band. But if you have any more trivia on that, I would love to hear it. So now that being covered, I'm sorry. We, I think, do have a female protagonist here. It started off with that sword to her throat. So this might be a teaser to where this is all going. And the sound of the song, I like it a lot. It grabs you right by the balls. it's really cool. So I think we're gonna start from the beginning now again, and then just look where it will go. And that pose to it. That's very Sho. Goes very well with the horse riding. Just wanted to tell, I really like Taka's hair matching with his guitar. It looks so badass, dude. Sho with the beard again. It's always interesting how they mix those European-looking actors with Japanese ones, referring to Raise My Sword, where they had this definitely Asian-looking kid with definitely European-looking parents. And I think it's also a kind of device for identification, I suppose, because I think they rather identify with that, you know, boy, and those parents are like something like greater forces. We have this two sides of this female character. We have this nurturing motherly thing, which is gets very clear, but we got introduced with her being a warrior. We had one of those shots where she looked really badass. I think it was here. Yeah, exactly, that with her hair and stuff. Woo! Whoa! Dude, we're having so many transitions we usually have in a song that's longer. It's moving really fast. We had like one chorus, then we directly went into the solo, which was a battle between the keyboard and the guitar. Jeez. I mean, again, the acting is always, you know, we're having like these underpaid actors. It's a bit cheesy, as always, and I don't know, it's very minimalist. We also typically, we're having a lot of shots of like, she's now pulling her sword and stuff, but we typically never see an enemy or something. Okay, in this case, we actually have an actor for the enemy, so there might be a battle in the end. But you know, it's always, I think it's pretty charming. Yeah, in general, the video is pretty cool. Taka is completely taking the show there with his, you know, he put his hood on somewhere in between there, where it just looked so absolutely badass. Yeah, the chorus there had this chorus thing. It was this chorus style of singing where Shu was singing, at least Shu was singing in the background. I think it was his voice. Was pretty cool. And yeah, I'm pretty sure at this point that it's this folky kind of sound they're going for here, which also shimmered through in parts of the solo. I like the roles they had there, you know. It wasn't like equally guitar and keyboard. I think Yuki there was absolutely there for the badass factor of the solo, and Shu was a bit more the emotional side there. I think we should listen to that again. There again, we have this emotional element he's introducing here. That's really cool. And the attacker. He's killing it there. But I'm wondering what this guy is actually doing. I mean, what's that supposed to mean? The drums are so cool. The strings are so epic, man. What the f- I'm sorry, it's just so goofy. We have this cowboy pulling his sword there. I'm sorry, that's really cool. The main melody here. Oh, now it gets epic, dude. Oh, that's so tight, dude. They hit a really cool chord in the end there. You know, somewhat open-ended. There was no full closure there. That was pretty cool. Dude, like this whole song plus video was so damn... There was so much stuff going on. It was so damn goofy. but at the same time it was epic and it had all of these elements. I don't know if I can cover everything. I'm like, we're going through that again, bro. I don't know how much of that was intentional, but there's very few songs of them that have a kind of like cowboy western atmosphere. I don't even know in which album it was. It might be Betelgeuse or something. I'm not sure about that. But I know a few songs of them. It might be they just think it's cool in some way. So they're mixing it in with the swords and stuff. I don't know. It's a weird aesthetic, definitely. Also the acting and stuff. I mean, they were fighting. We have seen people acting to be hit despite not being hit by anything. We have seen, you know, the sword stabbing the guy. But we clearly saw she was just putting it between his arm and his torso. But it got somewhat badass there. I think we start with that quiet section. I also like that they show the lyrics at the bottom there. I can't really read them because I'm recording myself with my phone. So I can only read like a few words, but not the whole thing. But it's cool. Well, this is Japanese, right? But in the chorus it was in English, and it's cool if you can actually sing along. That makes it a bit more epic, in my opinion, because you instantly have a bit of a grasp what it's about. Okay, so he was stealing this kind of stone there. I don't know what it's supposed to symbolize, and I don't want to interpret too much here because we're listening to the music. But it's also here a pretty cowboy-esque standoff there, so it definitely has a bit of that aesthetic. The piano is cool here. That's cool. We have, like, first of all, we had these epic strings. I don't know if they're still there in the background somewhere, but then we had the piano. And now we're having this really cool mix of shows already operatic vocals. We have Shu's vocals there in the background, and we also have this intense chorus there with, I think, high voices and low voices, or maybe the male low voices are actually entirely Shu's voice. We have this distinction between those. That gives a really cool dynamic there. Half a step up. This was such a weird cut, bro. Like, we just see that smoking thing, right? And then they have to wait for 1 or 2 seconds, so we actually register what the happens. And then she's just getting hit after. Like, the bullet should hit instantly, but it and then she just throws something. We don't even see it, right? The dude is just dropping dead, bro. That riff is so badass, man. If I'm ever dying, I want to die that happy, man. What the frick, bro? Okay, there was more of those stones. I don't know if they were shown before somewhere. I think they hold a bit of an emotional value. Yeah, everyone died there, basically. I think the message of the video would be something like, yeah, there was this evil masculine force which killed the little boy inside of us, but then I don't know, or like feminine protective force killed that guy and died in the process, and basically everyone died, so now we're a blank slate or something. But at least we're that. At least there is space for something new. I think overall a pretty fun experience. Like I've said before, it almost starts to be a bit epic, like in tandem with the music. Like if you're just seeing people angrily facing each other with their swords drawn, and we have this music with that choirs, it just starts to get epic by design, and I think that's what they're going for. Actually, I will definitely listen to that stuff again. That was just also a cool structure, you know. It's fast paced. It's a 7.5 minute song, and it's like, it feels like 2 minutes. It has one chorus, and then it just switches things up so much, it just flies by. That's really cool. Okay, now we have the lyrics here. It seems to be mostly Japanese, actually. Only the chorus there is in English. Maybe we should look at a translation. Okay, the best thing I can get out of this is getting the actual Japanese lyrics and trying to put them into a translator. Alright then. So we're starting off with, just staring at the light that's fading away. I still hold on to the endless sadness. I hold on to the promise I must fulfill. Overflowing emotions, mixed feelings. If any one of you can speak Japanese and has any corrections or like more detailed stuff on that, you can correct me, because despite having tried to learn Japanese a few times now over the years, I still probably won't understand a word of any of that. Overflowing emotions, mixed feelings. No matter how much I can't see the future, keep moving forward without hesitation. Huddling our wounded bodies together, there's no way to heal our hearts, while continuing to question the meaning of war. This thought that we carry on for the sake of the greater good, no matter how much we seek and pray. Will we never get there? The hope of the innocent oppressed now. To regain it, we must go on. Yeah, we have this lack of certainty for the future. The light that's fading away. It's already a kind of acceptance that there is just something that was, which is just going to disappear, and it's sad, but life goes on, basically. It's kind of interesting there, because we have this eternal struggle there from the very beginning, thematically, of finding the actual meaning of all of this. You know, there's this constant war and stuff, and I don't think it's meant in a meta kind of way. It's really this constantly having to go on and face new challenges, and from the very beginning to the newest album now, we constantly have this, while continuing to question the meaning of war. We still haven't found it yet. It's always something new, but we still haven't found the answer. Actually, now I'm kind of interested in what the frick happens in between in all those albums. But yeah. So now we have the chorus there. Burning heart, get freedom back again. Tempest of anger is falling down to the ground, and everything must be equal. It's the reason we fight. Burning heart, I like very often used there. Tempest of anger sounds really cool. I think also it sounded really cool in the chorus when Sho sang it. Tempest of anger is falling down to the ground, and everything must be equal. It's the reason we fight. Keep on going, chain of strength. Dying soul is screaming to the dark. We will take down the threat, break down or despair someday, and everything must be equal. It's the reason we fight. Keep on praying, chain of faith, we go. I mean, there are several ways in which we can interpret everything must be equal. It could mean we have attached too much meaning to things. The reason why there's so much tension is because we have attached too much good meaning on like certain things and too much bad meaning onto other things. We should rather go back to this neutral state where we came from, which typically is present when you're younger. So we have this little boy there basically, and he was living kind of in balance there with his mother or stuff, and you know, everything was fine. And part of the reason why everything was fine is like because quote unquote stuff is equal. There's not an imbalance in meaning, basically. That's the one layer. And the other layer, of course, is there is injustice, which is more a manifest thing in the world, right? Okay, there's manifest injustice. There's this evil force which has kind of ripped a hole into this state of balance, and now this has to be rectified to get back to this manifest balance. Okay, then we have another short section in Japanese. It might be that calmer section. where Show is singing. We may seek ahead, we may pray, will you never get there? When you're trapped into a corner to get your hope back now, don't hesitate, come on, shout. We have again this theme of uncertainty there. Okay, and then we have the chorus again 2 times. I think in the second time it's a bit changed there at least one spot. Burning heart, get freedom back again. Tempest of anger is falling down to the ground. Yeah, everything must be equal. It's the reason we fight. Keep on going, chain of strength. Shining sky, surely someday we can see. We believe we are strong. Get freedom back again. And everything must be equal. It's the reason we fight. Keep on going, chain of strength. We go. It's a bit of a more optimistic spin after this battle, which is a cool progression to see, I think. And we also hear it in the music there. It's a bit more certainty that, yeah, we got this, guys. Yeah, that was the song. Really fun to listen to and to watch and all of that. Tell me what you think about this, like about the new sound. As I said, we have a lot of like stuff I think they've been doing since the Whatever It Takes album. There was kind of a bit of a reinvention or next phase of evolution going on, because stuff before sounded a bit different. And also feel free to share what you think about the album in general, like how it compares to other albums which came before, and you know, what your favorite songs are and stuff, because you know, I have to wait until I've reacted to that stuff to listen to all of those songs, and you probably already have listened to them. So yeah, until next week, I'm out.